Welcome, friends. This is the third installment of the 911 SC restoration / build. I'm doing some project work now, and now we're going to be taking a break from the main event of the bodywork, and we are going to be doing some seat restoration. These seats behind me. Now, the seats behind me, again, if y'all saw my last video on them, or on the interior, I guess I wasn't the biggest fans of them because they're not exactly the ones that came with the car, and they could be a little bit better, but I've kind of had a change of heart about them once I learned what they actually are, and I will show you why. So, the reason why is right here, where it says Recaro. So these are actually factory Porsche Recaro seats. I'm pretty sure most of the Porsche seats are Recaro seats. They're a little more worn in some areas, but all in all, I think it's a better alternative to spending more money and buying another seat. So yeah, we're just gonna start. We're gonna start by cleaning them up, and then we're gonna take the painted finish off them because they're painted black, or I guess dyed black. And then we're gonna repaint them, and we're gonna try and soften them up and get rid of any cracks and just make them look decent, because for the time being, while they're out of the car, this is probably the best time we're gonna be able to do it. And yeah, we're still waiting on to do some of the body work, but I'm hoping that this project, while we're quarantined and we have not much more stuff to do, that we can get it done and have it ready for a time when we aren't locked inside of our houses. So yeah, I'm gonna document the process. First thing that needs to happen is just give them a quick clean with this, and then after that, to take it off, we need to use some lacquer thinner, which I will be using my respirator and gloves because that'll up real bad. And then we're gonna use some mild grade sandpaper to expose the leather. And yeah, then we're gonna do the painting. Okay lads, the first step is done. I just cleaned it with this solution. Now, gotta move on to the lacquer thinner. Pretty nasty stuff, so I need to use PPE properly. And then after that, using Scotch-Brite to kind of make sure it gets most of the stuff off. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit left, but doing what I can to get it prepped for the paint. Okay, folks, so I used the lacquer thinner on one of these seats. You can see here, it's more of like a satin finish now, or a matte, comparing it to more glossy finish over here. So yeah, that step is done. I just need to do the other one, and then I'm going to be using some Scotch-Brite to get some more of this off if possible. Okay, did some more work. Now the second seat has been lacquer thinnered, and now what I have to do is use this Scotch-Brite. Okay, so I took the Scotch-Brite pad and I roughed it up. Now I'm just going to clean it off and see what it looks like and see if I need to do anything more before painting. Okay, so I cleaned them to get them prepped for the softener. So I will be applying that now. Alright, so I have lubed them all up with the softener. And yeah, they look pretty decent. Not even close to done yet though. Alright, so I did my second round, and it's still soaking everything up really good. Like, you can see I mean, it's a little bit oily, but it's still really dry, especially in some areas. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep applying it. Might even need more than 3. This one looks a little bit better though. It's got less dry patches. But yeah, whack. After a couple more applications, I think we are ready to go. It looks a lot better. There's still some cracks and dry spots, but what can you do? I've applied it like 5 times. We're gonna try and use a crack filler to fill, I mean that's more like a hole, but there's some cracks over here which I'll try and fill, but it's a lot better than it was, so I'm happy with that. I'm just gonna wipe it down with a cloth now and let it sit for like 24 hours dry so we can start going again. All right, so I did several wipe downs of each seat, and I am pretty pleased with the way they are looking. I guess they're a lot more uniform in terms of texture than they were before. There's still some areas that I need to patch up with that, what is it called? Crack filler. Like, I guess that, and this, and that. But yeah, like it's a lot softer to the touch than it was before, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I gotta wait 24 more hours, and then I will start doing more. Okay, so I just straight up forgot to record the whole crack filling stage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you that now. Okay, so this is what it looks like after you've filled it and then you've wiped it down with a cloth to get rid of all the excess. And this is one that I'm going over again just to see if I can get it, but it was more of like a gouge. The other one is more impressive, so yet again there's a couple spots that I'm going over again. And then over here you can see where all the cracks were before. I've just filled those, and then I went over it with a cloth to get the uncracked bits out. So yeah, I'm gonna try and see what it looks like, and I gotta let it dry for another long while before painting. Okay kids, it's the next day. I just wiped it with some lacquer thinner to get us started. So I am ready to go with the painting. It's gonna be 3 coats, and they're all painted lightly, or painted on lightly as I should say. So I've done the first coat of the Surflex colorant and finish, and it's not looking bad. It's kind of a weird application process. You're not supposed to use like long strokes like you'd expect, because it'll leave brush strokes, so you gotta kind of use random ones, it says. So that's what I'm doing, and I think it's working, so I'll just keep going and see what it looks like. Second coat has been put on. It's looking better. Getting rid of all the crack filler marks. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for it to touch dry, and then I'll put on the third coat, hopefully finish this one tonight, and then get started on the next one tomorrow. Alright children, I've completely finished so far with this seat. I need to let it cure for a little while, and then I'm gonna wipe it down with a cloth to get all the excess off. But yeah, now it's time to start on this one. I don't think I'm gonna film every step I do, because I already did that with the last one. I guess I'll just show you what it looks like when it's done, and then I will wipe it down with a cloth and kind of get it buffed so that you can see what it looks like after. Okay, so all of the coats are done on this one now. So all I need to do is buff this one with a soft cloth, if it will work, and see what it looks like. Alright kids, I've finished wiping them off with a cloth, and they're looking pretty fine. I'm just putting back the trim pieces on the sides back in, and then I'll put them back loosely in the car. I'm not going to bolt them all the way up because there's still more interior work, but in the meantime I'll get them out of the way and we can do other stuff. Okay, I just kind of put the seats back in to where they go. They're not bolted in or anything because there still needs to have stuff that gets done. But yeah, they definitely look a lot better and I'm pretty pleased with my work. So I just thought I'd give y'all a breakdown on what I used for this. I started off with some of this P21S to clean it off, and then I moved on to the lacquer thinner, and then I sanded it down, or scuffed it up rather, with this Scotch Brite pad. The red color, not the... There's a couple other ones, but this is just kind of the general one. And then I used Color Plus softener, leather conditioner, then the Flex Fill crack eliminator, Color Plus, and then finally the Surflex Colorant and Finish. And then I also used a paintbrush, of course. So yeah, that's just what I used, and it looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm happy. Alright, that's a wrap for this episode on the 911. The seats took a little bit longer than I was originally anticipating, but in the end I'm glad that I took the time I did to get it to where they are right now, so they'll last a while longer. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Farewell.